Baby ghost. Baby ghost.
Happy birthday, Schwashoa.
Yeah, happy birthday, Josh.
Thank you. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
And for birthing the baby ghost.
Yeah. You're welcome, everybody, for the baby ghost birthday. Baby ghost birthday. Hashtag baby ghost birthday. Baby, this is
This is a terrible movie.
we watched this thing about a little baby that was green and had big black eyes and
Baby Yoda. Ghost Baby Yoda.
right.
No.
That was going to be the joke I was going to make somehow. That's all right. I don't know where I was going with it. It was going to be some kind of like Boom Goes the Dynamite kind of a thing.
It'll be a timely reference for people watching this 2 years from now, 3
when they're
years
watching,
from now.
like, oh, Joshua's birthday, please. Way to date your show, guys.
Talking about Mandalorians and Baby Yodas.
Oh, but speaking of birthdays and then speaking of death days.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Who mentioned like Conrad?
Oh,
it's not on the back there.
Conrad Brooks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Conrad Brooks.
He died 2 years ago today.
Today.
The day of Joshua's birth.
This is our anniversary screening. It's our anniversary screening.
Right.
Yeah.
He's probably been in 200 movies, and I'm willing to bet that at least 5 of them are better than this movie.
You're saying you didn't love Baby Ghost?
No, I did not love Baby Ghost.
It looked better than it was, to be fair.
Better than Plan 9. Was Plan 9 one of them?
Yes.
Conrad was in?
Yeah, and he was also, he played...
Was he kind of an Ed Wood staple?
I don't know. I know he was in
On-call.
Plan 9, and
Like, what was the
he
other
was
guy,
in Ed Wood. He
Torg
played
or something?
the bartender in Ed Wood. I wonder if it was like the bartender when he first meets What's-Her-Face.
Oh, in the Tim Burton one.
Yeah. He's
Oh,
in
okay.
that, which I'm sure obviously Tim Burton put
Well,
him
that
in.
makes...
yeah.
The fuck. God,
Right.
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he always tried to include, like, everybody that he possibly
totally.
could
Right.
from the Ed Wood.
And that was what, 91, 92? Ed Wood?
94?
Oh, wow, that late? Okay.
I think so.
So he went from that to Baby Ghost.
What other options did he have?
He could have not made Baby Ghost.
What else was he doing? What else would he be doing?
Maybe he had a poker game that he sacrificed. Maybe
Right.
he had some grandkids
Right.
he could have spent some time with. Dude,
Come on, bingo.
He was
Not even poker.
He was 21 years away from his death. He probably had better stuff to be doing. Yes.
Gardening?
Yeah.
I think,
maybe.
like, what year was Ed Wood? Wasn't it?
That's what I asked.
Yeah,
I thought,
like I think 94.
okay, yeah.
So this was a year after Ed Wood. So he was riding on the coattails of his awesome success.
Right.
in
The Oscar nominated
Yeah.
film Ed Wood.
Right,
And
yeah.
then he went to make Baby Ghost
cashing in
with Joe Estevez.
right.
Oh, God, Joe Estevez.
What's the biggest thing that Joe Estevez was ever been in? Like, has he only been in like these shitty
Soul
like
Taker,
C
right?
movies?
That's probably got to be his biggest.
Soul Taker.
Yeah, which is a C movie, right?
Okay. Right.
Well, that one was made more popular. Well, because that one had also Robert Zadar, right?
Right.
Soul Taker. That was a Mystery Science Theater thing.
The Soul Taker. Does anything really star Joe Estevez? Isn't that kind of an oxymoron?
Some kind of moron.
Where it maybe had some legs or some...
It's also
Recognize-
it's a not good movie, but at least it still looks like a movie.
Right.
You know, so it had that direct to video.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
But
Yeah.
still
Right.
good enough to gain some level of popularity on the direct to video.
Didn't look like it was made on a like a home camcorder.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You know, which is like this weird subgenre of films that we somehow keep on discovering. Like, I didn't even know these movies existed. I mean, honestly, like, because it's like, I understand the B movies have existed. Like, obviously, I know what a B movie is, but like, B movies are still like movies. You know, they may be very bad movies, but they're movies with some semblance of a budget. And, you know, even movies like Dead Men Don't Die, right? I mean, that movie is like a movie. It's not a great movie, but it's like, it's like you know. But it's like it's actually like a studio film is made with some stars in it, and it's got like a soundtrack. But like I wasn't aware of this whole like lower echelon of just like they made it over the weekend in some shitty building, and it's like and that they've been doing this for a long time. And this movie's from '95.
Well, and this movie, to give it any kind of credit, there is a lot of dialogue that had to be written for this.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of it does not seem improv. Like, it actually seemed like set pieces with actual written words,
right,
as opposed to saying, okay, with a lot of the other things we've seen, I would say there would be a lot of scenes where director would say, this is where we have to get out of this scene.
Yeah.
However we have to get there, this is kind of your motivation, or this is kind of what I want you to say. Figure it out.
Yeah.
And then we'll cut until we get it right, or we'll do it on the first take.
Right.
Kind of thing. This, there, talk. Not only that, Spanish guitar.
So much Spanish guitar.
What do you say, Depeche Mode or whatever music?
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat music.
But these scenes
like
would
town
go
music from a JRPG.
That was my favorite. Is you just entered a new town in an RPG music.
Right.
I need to go to the inn real quick and save.
My mana's dangerously low.
Like, seriously, I wonder if they have a new armor here. What on earth, man? Like, yeah, that was like, it must have been stock music. Obviously, it was stock music.
Well, except for Baby Ghost.
Yeah, well, obviously not Baby Ghost.
Right.
I mean, unless they just found a song that was named Baby Ghost, and they're like, oh, let's make a movie around this.
I don't think so. They gave like 2 different credits in the beginning.
That song is the best part of the movie. Okay, wait. Okay, which was better part of the movie? Was it that, or was it the little kid who had a hairstyle that was a bowl cut, but in the back was like a mullet /
Rat
triple ducktail rat tail thing? Was that better, or was the Baby Ghost song better?
Okay. All right.
Okay, you guys are really giving this thought too. It's great.
Yeah. Unfortunately, even though how great the Baby Ghost song is, they use the instrumental version too much.
Yeah.
Now, with the kid with the hair, he's in it 2 times, beginning and end.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert! I have to give it up to the hair.
Yeah.
Only because they're not as much exposure.
Well,
because every time you heard the instrumental version come up,
you're right.
We were all going,
good point.
Baby Ghost.
You're right.
Baby Ghost.
And the hair was like,
cool
it was
cat.
Majestic every time it came.
And that hair was not planned for. That's that kid's hair.
I mean, he didn't like make that for the movie.
He wore that to school and got his ass beat.
That was his hair. Are you kidding me? He wore that to school.
No,
he was the coolest kid in school.
No, he beat the other kids
like,
because he had that hair.
That kid was easily the coolest kid in school, and he's like, by the way, I was in a movie, you know. By the way, you know, like I was in a
flipping his rat tail behind him.
I was in Baby Ghost.
He swings that rat tail to the other shoulder.
Right.
I was in the movie with Estevez.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, Mighty Ducks, you just say Estevez, and they just,
You just say Estevez, exactly.
Yeah. Emilio Estevez. The Mighty Duck, man, I swear to God, I was like, Emilio!
And everybody's like, ooh.
And a Playboy model.
And a Playboy model. What on earth was
Who
this
wore
movie?
more clothing than anybody else in the film.
Who was this? Was this movie for kids?
Kids. Well, no, there was no swearing.
Yeah.
There was no sexual tension or weird other than the security guy that wanted to choke a 10-year-old girl.
Right. That guy had problems.
Yeah.
He kept on like leaping out at everybody though, and was like, thought he was choking a little girl.
Yeah, well, and stalking her through the office.
Yeah.
It's
what is up with these like super low budget movies and like just like usually duos of people like running around being idiots. Like, why? There's so many movies with this. Like, it didn't like Suburban Sasquatch had like the 2 like idiot cops or whatever. Like, and there was like people running around hallways all the time in Dead Men Don't Die.
Well,
like,
yeah, it's either going to be a hallway or it's
Yeah.
going to be a forest or it's going to be both.
Right.
Well, and we're locked into an office building as the location for this entire movie, so
totally.
it's going to be hallways.
Poltergeist 3.
Which I will say this there's something, I brought this up with Old Man as well, of like there's something about like these creepy old houses that just like it's like not like creepy, but it's like creepy because it's got like the wood paneling and it's like feels warped. And you were saying like you were more used to that from like coming from the Midwest, but for me it just feels kind of creepy and icky.
Yeah.
And I felt the same way about the building in this movie. Like I was like, this building is creeping me out, man. Like, I don't like it. It's got like the weird old doors and just like fluorescent lighting and one plant. And like, I just don't, because it was like 95. Like, I worked in offices in 95.
They didn't
like,
look
you know,
like that.
they didn't look like that. Like, this is like some old building from like, felt like it was from like 1982. And like, maybe it's just some old ass building in LA.
Well, it kind of reminded me of going to like a dermatologist.
Right.
You just
right,
walk
right.
down the white hallways with the beige carpet.
Yeah.
But they did have the sub levels, which had kind of the patchy plaster on the walls, and these tubs of whatever down there for whatever reason. I don't know what they would need.
Exactly.
Right. That would be filled with incendiary things and I
So,
And Egyptian.
do you think this
the
was,
box,
cold spirits.
do you think it was trying to go for like a Ghostbusters thing? Because like every time I heard that Baby Ghost song came up, like it just kind of reminded me of exactly. You know, that's kind of the impression I got. And then of course, obviously, there's Slimer connections to be made
Absolutely.
over this green, mossy hand puppet. Like,
was it ever explained why it wasn't like human form?
No.
Because it looked like what I said is if you've ever watched like the Sid and Marty Krofft stuff from like the 60s and 70s, it reminded me of Sigmund the Sea Monster.
Yeah.
But like the head with
Little
like
lost sea monster?
with the moss on top and then like the green face with the big smile.
Right.
But then the body
kind of look like
kinda-
a slee stack.
Yeah,
or a sleeve stack-ish kind of
wormish
thing.
looking.
But then at the bottom, then the entrails, like guts or something, like Hausu or something,
Right.
was dropping in the bottom. But here's the thing, like the ghost was just kind of like a prankster and it interacted with like scissors.
What was the biggest thing it did? It cut up the picture.
Yeah, it ate some donuts.
Turn the lights on and off.
On and off lights.
It's the most ineffectual ghost.
That's
like,
apparently going to destroy humankind if it gets out of the building.
Yeah. And it kind of got the impression it's like supposed to be like a gremlin or something. You know, it's like, oh, you can't let this thing out of the box. It's going to destroy everything.
But it was never dangerous.
No.
Other than it just is like, we want to go home.
It's just,
and you're not letting us out of the
locked
building.
the doors and like thought it was the most hilarious thing ever.
I'm going to chase you up the stairs.
It laughed an awful lot.
It was
laughed an awful lot.
super, really easily
Superimpose laughing here.
Right. Right. Yeah. Darn it. See?
Gee.
Yeah, exactly. I can't stand him. But also, probably third best thing in the movie. Behind, Baby Ghost.
What was?
The Baby Ghost.
Wait, what was the first two?
Rat tail hair
Okay,
combination of the bowl
Baby
cut.
Ghost
One,
song.
Baby Ghost song 2,
Right.
Baby Ghost.
and then Baby Ghost.
Yeah,
number 3.
because honestly, every time Baby Ghost is on screen, like I was like slightly entertained.
Sure.
Like to me, it was just kind of funny seeing like some person with this puppet that was obviously going,
Because
just
it
like
broke that dialogue.
Yeah,
That never
yeah.
ending
right.
dialogue.
I just like how the poster of this movie was it made it seem like as if it was almost like a Casper kind of, like family makes friends with this ghost.
No.
That's not at all what this
There's
movie was.
way too much damn exposition in this movie.
So
Almost to Suburban Sasquatch levels.
Right.
But where I gave up. Actually, we collectively gave up trying to follow the exposition. Usually one of us sticks through this movie. I don't think any of us can claim that they were paying attention 100% of the time.
No, those robbers.
Yeah.
I did not retain any of that information.
Every time those freaking robbers.
None of it.
There was a lot of dialogue. There's robbers breaking into the building to steal what? I don't know. I still don't know. Please write in if you've seen this and know.
Yeah. Tell us, what were they trying to steal?
The only thing they ended up stealing was the baby ghost at the end.
Right. It's a good point.
Well, and my hearts. No, they didn't steal my heart. They're a knockoff of the Home Alone, henchman duo.
Barely.
Yeah. Right.
But incredibly stereotypical Italian jokes.
Oh yeah.
Like literally as a stereotypical Italian myself, I was cracking some of them before they actually said it. I mean, they're that on the nose.
Right. Not a good movie. But honestly, I don't know. I guess we'd have to break out the ranking things. I still don't think it was the worst piece of shit we watched, because what I'll say about it, in the constant quest to find something positive to say about these pieces of shit, this one, it did have some interesting camera angles and some interesting camera movements, and I actually do respect the fact that even though they had terrible sound and a really bad script, at least they were actually trying to do something interesting, or at least that filmmaker was trying to do something interesting with the filmmaking. Sometimes it was a bit over the top. You'd have these really low shots looking up, and then there was the one down the hallway we talked about that, I thought that was actually pretty good camera movement. And I'll give that. It's be showy, be interesting. So much better than just putting a static camera in a room with this terrible dialogue, and meandering nonsense plot. At least make your filmmaking somewhat interesting.
Right.
And that's kind of where you look at a movie like Spellcaster, which kind of had the same thing, where people are stuck in a building.
Yeah.
And what do they do to?
Well,
that was a movie with a production budget. And, and effects that people that were making the movie cared about.
Well, here's this: is that I don't care about the production budget.
Right.
It's write the shit that makes sense as opposed to just pad
that was
it out.
That was a film that had a sense of humor and a wit to it, where it's this
a legitimate one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this movie has jokes but no sense of humor.
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't even. Do you remember? I don't remember any of the jokes. I don't remember a single joke.
Yes, the one joke that I actually you guys couldn't hear because the sound
I kept saying
is
what?
so muddled throughout,
right.
Which is a running theme throughout a lot of the garbage movies we've watched. But when the ghost is in a box, there's a chain link chain holding the box together, and it's got a padlock on it. Mm-hmm. They had 300 years ago to trap ghosts.
Of course, right.
So, and it's a normal combination, locker, padlock. Mm-hmm. And the girl who unwittingly lets the ghost out says, I'm going to put in my mom's measurements, 36, 24, 58.
Right, right.
Which is hilarious because we actually did see Mom a few scenes prior. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of cute how you guessed upon that.
Right.
And then there was nothing.
Don't they reuse that joke later when the guys,
at the very
what
end.
did they say?
Elvira, but
Aunt
their
Elvira.
Aunt Elvira
Aunt
or
Elvira.
something.
Measurements.
Gotcha. Right. It's just what?
But okay, but no, here's one of the things that
Sandwich?
I just do not like. They have the box. Mm-hmm. So you have a box.
Right.
And it opens up like this, right?
Yes.
And you take the chains and you go around this way.
Yeah.
You could slide the
So why could you not just slide the chains off that way? You have to go this way and that way. Do you not know how to when you wrap presents for Christmas or whatever you celebrate? I'm not just pigeonholing into one thing. You have to do
you're trying to have
this
a war
way
on Christmas now,
and
Adam?
that way.
Right. Exactly. You got to loop it through. Yeah, of course.
Right.
Obviously. garbage. This film is garbage now.
that's
I
it.
was all on board with it. Now it's garbage. Now it's completely garbage.
That's so
You
exciting.
talked me into
I
it.
was just admiring the cover and how all of the kids are looking at Baby Ghost, and they don't actually even see Baby Ghost in the course of the story.
No, of course not. That was the thing. And I thought it was going to be like low budget, sure, but I thought it was going to be like kids friendly.
It would have been. It would have been
right.
so much more fun if the family was
Right.
involved.
But it's just like all the other ones. Why are they all fucking like this?
But
like, why are they all like this?
I thought it was going to be more like Santa with Muscles.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like there's just more. Like, that's not a good movie.
Yeah.
But there's a fun story happening there, and it's involving the kids somehow.
Totally.
This is a kid's movie that doesn't really focus on a single kid, because even the kid Ghost has no personality other than giggling and doing some
I don't
stuff.
really particularly think it's a kid ghost either. I
Well,
think
it's Baby
like
Ghost.
well, the guy called it Baby Ghost, but I don't really think it is a baby.
It's written on the napkin that was inside the box. This is
Wait,
the
it
soul
says
of a
it?
baby ghost that died 300 years ago.
They read it.
Another
but
thing I couldn't hear
we
from
could
the
not hear
dialogue.
Let it be known that it be the soul of a child struck down in the year of our Lord 1635.
Oh, but say this, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
You called it early on. You did a rewrite.
Well,
Yeah.
I did say during the opening music, I said this movie better end with the exact same
Right,
song, and it
right.
did.
Nope.
Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
what you're talking
There's
about?
one.
Okay, what was the other rewrite?
The
that I did?
other one is that the baby ghost, right? I'm saying that right? Yeah.
Right, yeah, there we go.
The way to unlock or maybe release the soul was to take a photograph.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what they did?
Oh, yeah. No.
No.
Okay, yeah, I didn't think so. I was like, did I miss that?
I mean,
too?
to
yeah, that's all they
kind
did.
of bring it like full circle, because why would you open the film with like Joe Estevez established
As a photographer.
as a photographer?
Because that's hilarious, obviously.
Right, but I mean, wouldn't it make better sense to like if he is like the main character of this
right.
whole thing,
He's the lead
Yes.
actor.
and he
for sure.
drives, and I mean, he wraps everything up all at the very end.
Yeah.
You know, he captures the ghost. You know, he's pointing everything the way that the plot should go. It would make sense, like, or even in some way, to have the photography studio be the thing that whether it's like the flashing lights or when you're taking the picture, which they never established at the
Well,
beginning,
that's
to
like
kind of like
Ghostbusters.
contain it. Well, yes, of course it is, and that's the sort of thing that you should be like pointing towards. And
Shooting the ghosts in Ghostbusters doesn't do anything except pause them. They need to trap them in addition to that. So that holds them and it gets them in the trap.
Pause them.
Or pause them, whatever. We were talking about video games earlier.
I like it.
Like we should have paused this movie and then threw it out the window.
I mean, you could have gone just a little bit deeper, like if he had that kid with like the bubble gum and whatever, and he was kind of being a little brat about stuff, or I mean, while Joe Estevez is being Uncle Joe, weirdo guy or whatever, but if he had the actual like lights going, and then when he was like flashing or whatever, and the kid was kind of like shocked by that. That would have been something later in the film of like going, oh, that kind of gives people pause, for somebody who's being like a little brat or something.
Yeah.
And then like that's something I could use against Baby Ghost. Then to like run up, it's like, okay, wait, I'm gonna do like the photo lights, and then Gypsy Woman, you run up and like do the box and like get them trapped in again.
But they didn't even have recording lights, let alone actual photography lights.
She didn't need to be a fortune teller. Like, I mean...
Well, she didn't need to be dressed up either, because it's just
like,
a phone call.
She didn't need to be in this movie.
They're like...
Nobody needed
well,
to be
I mean,
this movie didn't need to
like...
be around.
Well, but what... otherwise you wouldn't have had that taut, romantic subplot between Joe Estevez and the Playboy model.
It's getting pretty steamy there for
it
a
was
second.
pretty hot, but yeah, I just like they're just it's like I got a perfect idea. It's about a child photographer and he works in a building
which
with
already sounds terrible.
A telephone fortune teller, and there'll be a baby ghost, and also there's two criminals trying to break in. Like, I just what do you
None of these things make sense
Would
together.
you just sit there and think about shit like that? Like, I wonder if like somebody like discovered like the special effect to be able to do Baby Ghost, and they're like, oh, we can make a whole movie around this. What if we just have the thing? And it's like, well, I've got an idea. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, I guess Joe Estevez has to work somehow,
I do want to stand up for the director of this movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of his other films, but damn, they look good.
Yeah, right.
His big one is Hell Comes to Frogtown, which is a movie. Is like a really it has a lot of special effects,
right?
And it looks fantastic.
Yeah,
I mean, we can
Rowdy
pick
Piper.
Rowdy Piper.
Wow,
we can pick apart the plot of that. Not so much since Josh hasn't seen it, which he should.
Yeah, well, yeah, no spoilers.
But it's actually a real good looking movie when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
So clearly and he's made a bunch of other movies that I'm sure are almost universally better than this,
including
a lot of Rollerblades.
Yeah, so many Rollerblade movies
and movies.
So when were those made? Like in 80s or 90s?
80s and 90s. He was making them up to like
his
97.
His first Rollerblade movie, I believe, was in the 80s.
Because I remember Rollerblades being a thing in like 1989, 90?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, well, I definitely think about Rollerblades as a
time.
90s thing for sure. Like definitely roller skates, more 70s.
Oh yeah,
80s, but then Rollerblades very much 90s.
Yeah, and it looks like they're all semi-post-apocalyptic looking movies.
Prayer of the Roller Boys,
with other
rollerblading movies.
Ladies that are
what
probably
is the deal with like
pulled
post-apocalyptic rollerblading / roller skating movies?
Because you don't have machines and power to go someplace, so you need something that provides fast movement.
Good point.
And as long as your surface is very, very flat in your post-apocalyptic world, you're going to be okay on a rollerblade.
Yeah, good point.
Or two, as it were.
And at
like
the end,
Solar Babies?
Solar Babies.
Yeah, at the end of this movie,
Rollerball?
Yeah, totally. I'm saying there is like a whole subgenre of post-apocalyptic roller movies.
Was a game. People weren't like going around the city in skates. I mean, they were on skates when they were playing the game.
Well, but it still, I think, fits. Alita, Battle Angel.
Yeah.
So I just don't know. I guess
still sticks.
It's futuristic.
Throw it to the wall and it still sticks.
I like how at the end it says "Watch for Baby Ghost 2."
There were no credits.
There were no credits. It
Except
just said,
for that.
Watch for Baby Ghost 2.
Where
which
is it?
As far as I know, never happened.
Yeah.
Surprisingly. I can't believe they never made a sequel to this.
But before that, it becomes dawn of the day, and they get to the first floor.
Yeah.
We have Joe Estevez, and we have the gypsy lady.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, they're walking down the hallway. Mm-hmm. They're going toward the entrance. We are free. We are free from the building.
Right.
We can walk out, and we can experience life as life is life.
Yeah.
Our shitty jobs and our...
Yeah, whatever they're waxing on about. And the second that they stopped outside to the sidewalk, you saw a bus go by, like right in front of the entire screen. I swear to Christ, it would have been so wonderful.
It would have been a 4-star movie if they got killed by the bus right then and there.
Oh my gosh. It would have been perfect.
Dude.
But it didn't happen because
it would have been...
we have to watch for Baby Ghost 2.
Yeah. I would have stood up and applauded.
Yes.
And it would have immediately become one of my favorite movies we watched.
Just because
or at least favorite endings too.
Yeah. No, it would have redeemed the whole film. I mean, that's just how I decided to spend my birthday evening, and I have no regrets. I have no regrets.
I'm good.
Yeah.
That's
I would have chosen nothing else. This is perfect. It's just perfect.
And you had a mulligan, too.
I know.
But I got way too excited.
I'm defending Josh on that. He didn't use his mulligan because look at this.
It looks good. It looked glorious. Like, it looks glorious.
We were universally like, yes,
I was
Baby
banking,
Ghost.
I was banking big on this
Baby
one.
Ghost.
Yeah. But, you gotta take risks in life.
Yeah, sometimes you have to pull the trigger.
You just have to.
I don't encourage anybody else to pull the trigger on Baby
No, don't do that. Don't even watch, honestly, don't even watch clips of this movie. This is not,
Watch only whatever clips Adam put in this video.
Yeah, exactly. Because like really, what you want to hear is the Baby Ghost song, and what you want to see is that mullet bowl rat tail thing. And I'm sure you can get both in this video. So like,
yeah,
honestly,
I don't think we're gonna get hit on the copyright licensing
I don't think
for music.
Probably will be okay.
So enjoy the entire song in its entirety.
Yeah.
Right now.
I hope I'm on beat.
Baby Ghost.
We love you very much,
Baby Ghost.
A squinchy, squunchy, squunchy baby ghost. Jesus Christ.
It's a Baby Ghost or the Crypt Keeper?
Now, let's give me a great big smile.